my world became very small very quickly. I'll never forget, it was the summer of 2016, and suddenly out of nowhere was hit with the intrusive thought while I was driving of, what if I swerved right now? In that instant moment, it opened the floodgates for a new era of harm OC that I had never experienced before. It went from intrusive thoughts of, what if I swerve while I'm driving, to what if I grab the steering wheel when someone else is driving, to what if I throw myself out of the car. And so in true form, it became, while I'm driving, I'm going to be blasting music to try to drown out my intrusive thoughts, to I'm going to have other people drive me, to I have to sit in the back seat because I won't be able to reach the steering wheel, to making sure the doors are locked so I don't throw myself out, to sitting on my hands. The content in true OC form was snowballing and spreading like wildfire. So then it became, I'm going to these church services. What if I yell the word bomb? So then I was frantically praying in my head or trying to say things in my head to drown out the thoughts and arguing with myself and all mental compulsions all the time. To then I was physically holding my hand over my mouth, trying to do it in a socially acceptable way, like doing like this kind of thing, right? Like I'm deep in thought. Meanwhile, I'm convinced that I'm going to scream bomb in this service and I'm going to traumatize all these people and the police are going to come and they're going to arrest me and yada, yada, yada. But I'd just been brought onto staff and I was going to be taking these kids to camp. So somehow dragged myself on the bus, going through absolute hell, and took these kids to camp. At this point, my talk therapist was like, I don't know what to do about this. It hadn't been identified at all as OCD. We tried a bunch of thought stopping exercises, gasoline on the fire. Maybe you should tell them that you're struggling with this in case you need time. And I was like, great idea. I've been a part of this organization for 10 years. They're my family. So I went to this camp and I told my staff person, I've been having a lot of anxiety that I might say or do these things. I might need to step out during talks or sermons. That led to me being pulled into a meeting with this man who was the regional director and my boss slash mentor slash makeshift therapist slash all the things as it goes in evangelical cults, who then told me that he was concerned and believed that I was a danger to children. I was dangerous and I needed to be sent home immediately. That turned into me trying to vouch for myself that I wasn't a dangerous person, which I barely believed myself due to my OCD. This situation was my worst case scenario for my harm OCD, aside from actually harming someone. This was hell on earth. When I got home from the camp, they told me, Alie, the HR department has determined that you're a liability and that you cannot be a part of this. You can't be a leader. You can't be at these events. You can't be around these kids. You're basically blacklisted. I just lost everything. I was living with people from this organization. It was my full-time job. It was every single relationship I had. Everything was connected to this organization. And in an instant, it was cut. I was basically waking up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and getting in my car and forcing myself to drive. I was driving, sobbing, convinced that I was a dangerous person, like literally scream crying, listening to sermons, listening to music compulsively, being like, I have to keep doing this until I don't have these thoughts. And I did that for weeks of driving alone in the night, sobbing in absolute hell with no one.